वनक्कम, मैं हैदर अली सैयद आसिफगम से यूनाइटेड अंडर तमिल सेवा।
Farooq, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you doing, brother?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah. So what's happening? Yeah.
I'm at my office now, and I saw you were alone in the room before I opened.
Okay. Okay. So you're in the office. Finish your lunch.
No, this is we are right now about 4 p.m. So lunch was like 3 4 hours
Okay.
ago.
Yeah. I just finished my lunch and came back and opened the room.
Oh yeah, I
And
think you
just
should be
thinking
about
about
2:30 there, right?
yeah, it's around 2:30. Yeah.
Okay.
So the thoughts came in my mind regarding the special people which Quran is talking about,
Uh-huh.
and so I just put the title of the concept of special people.
Which verse are these special people in?
Chapter 3, verse 33, 34.
3:33.
33, 33 and 34.
Ali Imran, right?
Yeah, Al Imran, yeah.
33. Indeed, Allah chose Adam, Noah, the family of Abraham, the family of Imran, above all people of their time. They are descendants of one another, and Allah is all hearing, all knowing.
Yes. So this concept of special people is reminded in the Quran, and that special people were prophesied before the creation of Adam, our earth, and all that stuff. You can read that verse in chapter 2, verse 30. Surah Baqarah, ayat number 30.
Okay, Quran 2:30. Remember, 2:30, right? Remember when
Yes.
Allah said to angels, I'm going to place a successive human authority on earth. There's Allah, will you place it in someone who spread corruption there? They shed blood while we glorify your praise and your okay? Allah responded, I know what you do.
Yes. So before the creation of Adam, Earth, all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
God told prophesies about the special people, successful
Mm-hmm.
authority on earth.
Mm-hmm.
And since angels knew the consequence of free will because they have seen the demon race killing
Yeah,
each other and shedding blood,
the
and
jinn.
sometimes they used to go and destroy the angels also. So when God decided to create earth and mankind, so angels are assuming that again you are going to create something with free will who will
Mm-hmm.
bring turmoil and shed blood on the earth,
Yes.
create something like us. Means the angels have no free will. So Allah
Right.
is talking that this time I will be making a special people, successful authority, who will
Mm-hmm.
come and set the balance at a regular interval. So this is
Mm-hmm.
what which is talking about. And further, there is a conversation between Lucifer and Allah, where Lucifer is telling that I will come from their front, from their back, from their right and the left, and I will astray them from the path of truth.
Hey,
And
who's Lucifer? Who's Lucifer?
yeah, I'm coming to that point. And then
Okay.
Allah says that you will mislead all the people, but especially the special people which I have chosen. The word
Oh.
so yeah. So this special people concept uh, is been replaced by the concept of avatar,
Mm-hmm.
and then now it has been replaced by alien, and then further before that it was replaced by Jesus Christ, that Jesus alone is the special people, and not the other people, because he is the begotten son of God. So this is how from time the concept of special people has been suppressed, but Quran reminds about the special people, and every holy books they prophesize about the coming of from this bloodline the special people are going to come and they will set the balance. So this concept of special people is there, but the people who are against this concept of special people, they bring new concept, and to create this thing. So basically, the special people is the third son of Adam, Set. In Kemite civilization, you will find Set. In Tamil tradition, you will find Shiva, and in Islamic concept is Sheesh. But Islam's they have given elevated Prophet Muhammad to the level of God, that they have suppressed the concept of special people. And when you read Quran chapter 3 verse 144, here Allah is clearly stating the status of Prophet Muhammad. Chapter 3 verse 144. Prophet Muhammad is a special among the special people, but not the special people. Yeah, chapter 3 verse 144.
144. I think here Allah is saying that Muhammad is no more than a messenger. He's just a messenger.
Yes, like many other messengers, he's just a messenger. And the purpose of that messenger is to deliver the material to the concerned person.
Correct.
And that concerned person. So this is how this is. So he's also prophets are special people, but not these special people. So so all the prophets basically are reminding about the same, because the whole story of the earth rotates around Shiva. And Quran makes an article of faith that you have to believe all books, all messengers were revealed to the special people bloodline, and you should have a correct concept of special people. That's why Quran chapter 2 verse 8 clearly says that those who talk about God and the last day, they are disbelievers. So most of the religious organization who are just talking about God and the last day, but as per the Quran, they are disbelievers, whether it be any religious organization. So Quran makes an article of faith, chapter 4 verse 136, chapter 2 verse 285, that we have to believe all books, all messengers. This all books, all messengers were given to the special people, bloodline of special peoples, and we should understand the starting point of that special people. That is Shiva, whom God taught by pen, giving information on all subjects, and he gave all the other brothers or other children of Adam one department of work. This is how the
How
first.
do you link Shiva to this? You know, how do we historically link Shiva to this, whatever you're saying?
See, we are all coming from a common ancestry, one male, one female.
Mm-hmm.
And from this one female, one male, one female, God has created different department of work. And one of the department of the work is teacher as well as the administrator. This position was given to Shiva, the third son of Adam. So he was appointed as the first chief of the colony. And if you look into the Egyptian Kemite civilization, you will find Set. And similar story of Kemite civilization, you will find it in Tamil Nadu also.
You mean you said the first son of Adam is Shiva?
Yes.
Are you referring to this Habil and Qabil kind of thing?
Yes. So the first son is Cain, second son is Abel, third son is Set. That after committing the first murder, Cain, Cain was cursed and banished from the cradle of civilization. And then the third son of Adam is this Set, and this Set in Hebrew means appointed. And
Okay.
the third son has been appointed the status of special people, and from his bloodline only Noah came.
Mm-hmm.
And then from his bloodline we have Ibrahim family, and from this bloodline we are having a Prophet Muhammad, and so on. So this is how the special people status were given. And regarding when the direct bloodline, I'm talking about the direct bloodline of Shiva, when
Mm-hmm.
when they were in the phase of atrocities, and they were suffering. And this special people is also mentioned in Quran chapter 11 verse 48. Can you read that verse? 11:48, after the deluge.
Hang on, Quran
Yeah.
11.
11:48.
11:48. Surah Hud. 11:48. It was said that "Oh no, disembark in peace from us with blessing upon you and upon the peoples from those with you. And there are peoples whom we shall give some enjoyment, then a painful punishment from earth will visit them.
Yes. So apart from Ham, Shem, and Japheth, there will be other people who will enjoy for a while and then a painful turn. So all, after deluge, all the civilization from Mesopotamia, because the boat of Noah landed in Ararat mountain in Turkey, Anatolia, and the civilization like from Mesopotamian region, Abu Huraira, Mari civilization, Aram civilization, Elam civilization, Sumerian civilization, Indus Valley civilization. These are all Tamil civilization.
Hmm.
And when these Tamil people were in their phase of greater Kaliyugam, the age of bad rulers, so Ibrahim was tested and appointed. Chapter 2, verse 124. And Ibrahim period starts after 1800 BC. You can read that verse, chapter 2, verse 124.
124. Do you remember all this?
Yes.
My goodness, man. Remember when Abraham was tested by his Lord with certain commandments, which he fulfilled. I believe this certain commandments is the asking him to slaughter Israel, right?
No. This verse is not connected with that. It is a starting phase, because that time he was not appointed as a prophet,
Oh,
and
okay.
before he was just appointed as a prophet, as a representative of the God, he was tested. So this is during that timeline, not after after he married a Hagar and all that. So
Okay.
before he was given the position
Mhm.
of appointed special people, he was tested. You can read that first. Yeah.
But we don't know what time of test that he was given.
Yes. So God. It's an individual experience, because God, how God tests me is totally connected with me. How God tests you is totally up to you, and your experience cannot be shared with other people. So that's why he was tested. That's it. And
Okay.
God may test him many a time. So the
Mhm.
initially when God tested Ibrahim, and then he passed the test, and he was appointed. So this is what
Mhm.
this verse is connected to, that timeline.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then Ibrahim said that, what about my offspring? Allah clearly says, because Allah knows the past and the future, and what will the certain people will come and do. So
Mhm.
Ibrahim bloodline, the children of Israel, of Semitic black race.
Mhm.
Allah, Ibrahim said that, what about my offspring? Allah clearly says that my covenant doesn't apply to the wrongdoers among your offspring. So this is all the story is there. So this special people, when they were in most of the time, Ibrahim is not a direct bloodline of Shiva. He's a indirect or something. And King
Mhm.
Solomon married Queen Sheba, and Sheba itself is a Tamil queen. Then if you go further into Ismail wife, she
Wait,
is also a girl.
Queen Sheba married who? Suleiman.
Yeah, King Solomon.
You
Yeah.
you said you're referring to Bilqis, right?
Yes. Bilqis is nothing but the Pandyan Tamil queen from the bloodline of Shiva.
Okay.
Yeah, and then later on, Ismail, Prophet Ismail also got married girl from the Shibba clan.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, Prophet Muhammad is a black man, and having all the three bloodline, whether it be Semitic, Hamitic, and the Tamil bloodline. So
Hmm.
that's why he has the love for all the three bloodline, all the three melanated bloodline, and that's the reason why the Tamil Chera king also responded to Prophet Muhammad. The children of Israel also responded to Prophet Muhammad, and the Hamitic black people also responded to to the Prophet Muhammad. Thus, he was able to defeat the Persian Empire. And Prophet Muhammad, since he's also a universal messenger, he was stopped from Allah, from by Allah, not to waste his time on the people whose forefathers were not warned, referring to the bloodline of Cain, the Roman and the Persian Empire. That verse is in chapter 36, verse 1 to 11.
Hmm.
Prophet Muhammad is a universal messenger, but he was stopped from wasting time on the bloodline of Cain, Persian and the Roman. Chapter 36, verse 1 to 11. You can read that verse.
36?
36 verse 1 onwards to the first section of the 1 to 11. 1 verse 1 to verse 11.
Surah Yasin, right?
Yeah, Surah Yasin.
1 to 11, the Quran is from this day, Prophet is one of the messenger from the straight path. This is the revelation from Almighty, so that you may warn a people whose forefathers were not warned. So
See, the only people who don't have a prophet or messengers is the Cain bloodline, because Cain committed the first murder, and his generation are from the generation of incest, and so all prophets are basically noble birth. So no prophet came among the bloodline of incest, among the Cain, among the white people. So they don't have a prophet. Yes, continue.
the decree of torment has already been justified against most of them, for they will never believe. It is as if we have put shackles around their necks up to their chains, so their heads are forced up, and have placed a barrier before them and a barrier behind them, and covered them all up, so they fail to see the truth. It is the same whether you warn them or not, they will never believe.
Yes.
You can only warn
So
those who follow.
reminder, yeah. So basically, Quran is a reminder for people who already have the book, not for the bloodline of Cain. Especially the bloodline of Cain are the white people, the Iranian people who now call themselves Shia, the Sunni, the Wahhabi, and all the white people living in Middle East are not. Prophet Muhammad never entertained them, and Quran is not meant for them. So we can say that the whole Muslimdom were never entertained by Quran. Quran never entertains them.
Hmm.
And most of the Moors especially, they have associated with this Iranian people, and they have helped them in taking over the trade route. That's why Quran calls the children of Israel as a stray people.
Okay.
Yes. So when Prophet Muhammad never entertained, Jesus never entertained the Gentiles, the Roman and the Persians. So why are the Muslims, the black people, are following the religion of the Persians? Bukhari is a from the Persia, Russia, and all those parts. All
Mm-hmm.
the hadiths are connected with those regions. And after Prophet Muhammad had a victory, these people are not supposed to enter into Hijaz region. Chapter 9, verse 28.
928.
Yeah, 928. The white people are not supposed to enter into Medina, Makkah, Medina. That's why the border was constructed between Najd and Hijaz. And there is a hadith which says the devil from Najd will come. And that devil is nothing but a Saudi Wahhabi unit who came around 1926, and they genocide 8 lakh black people of Arabia, and they captured Makkah and Medina. So then the people who took asylum during the timeline of Prophet Muhammad, they were settled in Najd. And there is a prophecy that from Najd the people will come, and they will reestablish the kingdom of Lucifer. So Saudi is basically Saudi Wahhabi unit are devil from Najd, and they establish the new world order once again. So the chapter 9 verse 28 says now, after this day they are not supposed to enter into Hijaz region, Mecca and Medina.
Okay.
Nine 28.
For believers, the police are spiritually impure, so they should not approach the sacred mosque after this year. If you fear poverty, Allah will enrich you out of His bounty. He will surely. Allah is all knowing, all wise.
So after this victory of Mecca, the polities are nothing but the Greek mythologies of the pagans, Aryans, Caucasians, Persians. They are not allowed to enter into Hijaz region. And if you read further before the whole chapter 9, if you try to read it, you will understand that after the victory, those people who are coming to take asylum, teach them word of God and settle them in some region. So and don't keep it among yourself. So the white people were never allowed to enter into Hijaz region. It was only in 1400 when Ottoman entered into Hijaz region. That was the first time after Prophet Muhammad these people entered. And in 1926, Saudi entered into Hijaz region. So this is how in last 100 years only the Mecca and Medina was in the hand of the devil, means the white people, and these people are now being called as Kingdom of Saudi and Wahhabis.
Ah,
And the final
Wahhabi is
battle,
from the Saudi.
pardon?
Wahhabi is from Saudi.
Yes, yes, from Najd, not from because Saudi is you can call the Arabia. Arabia is divided into Hijaz and Najd area, na? And this Najd area is not a part. Was after the battle of this with Persia. People who took asylum and people who they were kicked out of the Hijaz region and they were settled in Najd. So that's why the Najd area is totally different, full of these Caucasians people. And Saudi Arabia is basically from Najd, from the bloodline of Cain, not from bloodline of Ismail or Arabia. They are not. They are settlers over here. They are not the native of that land.
I see.
Kingdom of Saudi is not the native of that land. They are settlers over there. Invaders, you can call them. So whoever is following the invaders' religion, they are not. They are basically the enemy of the special people. That means if you are enemy of a special people, then you are not. You are also the enemy of God. Quran is not entertaining the bloodline of Cain. So if you identify uh, by race and color, you will understand that the truth.
Okay.
Yes. Any question?
No, no, no. I'm writing all this down, all these
Yes,
verses,
yes, 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 yes.
so that I can do cross checking later. But when my interest, right, is when you're trying to link all the Shiva avatar and this to Quran, right? I mean, where can I find resources that we can link these together?
Uh, See, the Tamil tradition, if you ask any Tamil, ask them about Shivam and Shivan. Avatar is a fabricated concept. Avatar is not the right concept. Shivan is the right concept. Shivam means God, omnipotent, and Shivan means God representative on the earth, the Khalifa. So, as per their tradition, Shiva is the first Khalifa, he is the first Pandian. And this Pandian means in Arabic means Zulkarnain, the two horns,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, two horns. And this two horns also means the Zulkarnain also means the king of two generations. So before the deluge, the Shiva Pandians were there, and after the deluge also the Shiva bloodline, the Pandians were there. And because they were in their phase of greater Kali Yuga after Mahabharat war, Ibrahim was tested and chosen as a replacement or as a substitute for the bloodline of Set. But Ibrahim children, as you have read, that though they are under the covenant, but God did not wholeheartedly supported them, because God know that if you look into the history of 12 tribe of house of Israel, the 10 brothers are conspiring to kill one of their brothers. So you understand how anti-spiritual people the 12 brothers were, because the being from the bloodline of Abraham, being from the bloodline of Jacob, the 12 sons, the 10th son, they got together conspiring to kill one of the brothers. They almost had killed him, but God intervened, and the 10 brothers pushed him into the well, and the traders took the Yusuf and brought him to Egypt. And then later on, the 10 brothers and the Jacob also went to Egypt. And this is how the Jacob family of 12 tribe of house of Israel was in the Egypt. So and then later on, if you further read Quran, uh, the, these children of Israel, they distorted their book and killed their messengers. So because these 12 tribe of house of Israel, and among some of the tribe, not all, some of the tribes, they associated with the bloodline of Cain, the Jewish syndicate of Iran, Iraq, and they distorted their book and killed their messengers. So if you read the Bible is distorted in such a way that the history of the special people has been removed, and it has become it to suit the bloodline of Cain. That's why Russia and all those places they started the concept of Judaism religion under Musa. And when the Moors they ruled Spain for 800 years, Christianity was preached among the European people, not the religion of special people. So children of Israel who ruled the Moors, who ruled in Spain for 800 years, they introduced Christianity over there, and so this is how the Europeans were fooled by these Moors in the name of Torah and Gospel, because Torah is actually a book for Ibrahim family, and also the Gospel is also for the Ibrahim family. It's not a universal book like Quran.
But
So children of
Torah is for Moses, right?
yes, for Moses, and Moses is from the 12 tribe of house of Israel. Na? It is not
Yeah,
meant for
but Moses is
Jewish.
after Ibrahim, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
And the purpose of Ibrahim Musa was to bring the 12 tribe of house of Israel from Egypt to the promised land. And one thing more, because of the rebellious nature of the family of Ibrahim, the Jacob family, the 12 tribe of house of Israel, uh, God has punished them, and that's the reason why they became a scattered nation. They don't have a land of their own. And then, because Allah has promised Ibrahim about the land for the children of Israel, and that's the reason why chapter 11, chapter 17, verse 104, Jesus Christ is going to come and fulfill the promises which Allah has made to Abraham. Chapter 17, verse 104.
Chapter
Chapter 17, 1 7.
17,
So 107.
107,
104, sorry. 104.
104. Al-Isra. So it's like, let me see, 107, right?
No, 104.
104.
104. Yeah.
And we said to the children of Israel after Pharaoh, reside in the land, but when the promise of hereafter come to pass, we will bring you all together. This is after they refused to follow Moses, meaning after they, what do you call, they need to roam
No,
outside Jerusalem for 40 days,
yeah,
right? Because
That's there. That is also there. But the last sign of before the day of judgment is what? Second coming of Jesus Christ. Na?
yes,
So that this verse is because of all these prophecies were given to Moses. That's why in the Bible you will find twice they will be slaves, and the Bible also talks about Torah also talks about the Babylonian. So yes, there's one more Babylon is in this Iraq, and the other Babylon is America is also considered as a Babylon. So that two prophecies were given to Moses that time. So this the second prophecies is about the American slavery. So this is connected with the last sign, that is Jesus' second coming. When Jesus' second coming comes, he is going to fulfill his incomplete mission with children of Israel. And because Allah has promised Ibrahim about a land for his people, children of about his, for his offspring. So the offspring who are living in America, they will come back and they will settle in Greater Israel, uh, and the black people of America. So those people has to come back, and again when Jesus come, the final fight again will be against the Muslim world only, not with America or Europe,
mm,
because the land of old Qibla and the new Qibla is basically belonging to children of Israel, which has been occupied by the Caucasians bloodline of Cain. So when the final sign comes, that is the second coming of Jesus Christ, when he comes, he will fight against the Muslim world. So those people who are calling themselves Muslims, they should be careful, because they are the enemy of Jesus Christ and an enemy of the special people and enemy of the God. So So this is what the Quran is talking about, and whatever the Muslims are doing, whether it be Bakri Eid, whether it be namaz, these are all connected with Persian doctrine, not with the religion of God, which was given to special people. And because the children of Israel did not accept the religion of special people, that's why the God estrayed them. He was scattered they were scattered, and then because Allah has promised Ibrahim for a land for his offspring. So when Jesus come, the children of Israel, they will once again return back to the land. So the main enemy is not Europe or America, the white people. They are the main enemy of are the children of Israel, the black people, who who have helped the Jewish trading community of Iran. And these Iranians, Khoja Bori, Mehman, you will find them everywhere. The Jewish syndicate. So Jewish syndicate was held by these 12 tribe of House of Israel because they did not want. They hated the special people, and they were so that's the reason why they killed their messengers and they distorted the book to suit the bloodline of Cain, Russia and Europe. And that's the reason why after giving the Abrahamic religion to Russia and Europe, what are these Europeans doing? Wherever they have gone, they have introduced the religion of Christianity to the native people, and those native people were basically following the straight path, the Sirat al-Mustaqim. But they converted him, and whoever now converted, they killed them. So who is the main culprit? The children of Israel, they gave the wrong information to the bloodline of Cain, and because of that wrong information, today the world is suffering for every crime that is happening in the name of Abrahamic religion. Children of Israel, tribe Judah, Moors, and the 12 tribe of House of Israel are the responsible people, not the white people. That's my understanding. Yeah. Because if from history we know that the white people, they were barbaric people, they were uneducated people. When the Moors, they ruled Spain for 800 years, they taught them how to brush their teeth, clean their bowl. Means they were basically taught everything, all of nature, how to clean yourself, how to bath, how to cut their nails, hair, everything. It was being taught by, as a small baby, they were taught by Moors. But Moors did not give him the real spiritualism of the special people, but they gave the distorted book of theirs, that is the gospel. And so this is how the Christianity was spread to the among the white people. And still, after a long time, still people are struggling to come out of Abrahamic cult, and many of the Europeans have returned back to spiritualism. If you study, they know about the Kundalini, they know about meditation. They are in search of truth because the religion which they were following they are not satisfied with them because the religion given by the Moors were the fake religion, not the real religion. That's why Surah Fatiha clearly says that guide us to the straight path, the path whom you have blessed, the special people, not the path who are under the rot. Under the rot are the bloodline of Cain. And the stray people are the bloodline of Ibrahim, who distorted the book and killed their messengers to suit the bloodline of Cain, the Jewish syndicate, the Iranians. This is the main theme of the Quran.
I see. It's not referring to the Jews and the Christian?
No. Jews and Christians are the religion started by the Moors, na? See, how did the Torah, because Jesus never said that I have come for the Gentiles. He clearly says that I have come for the lordship of House of Israel. And why they became lost? Because the Ark of Covenant was missing, which was there in the Temple of Solomon. And when the Ark of Covenant was missing, the 12 tribes migrated to Arabia and Africa. And so when Jesus came, his mission only lasted for 3 years. And in 3 years, the children of Israel were not there. And then he was persecuted, and ultimately he was taken away from the earth alive. So this is how, and so his mission is incomplete. So how? So based on some Jesus' name, who wrote all those books? Who introduced Christianity to Europe people? And India, 800 years of rule by the Moors in Spain and other part of Europe, why there is not a spiritualism there in Europe? 800 years rule means what? It's a big amount. When they can give them the knowledge of cleaning their body and bathing and going for call for nature and how to clean, how to give birth, how to give this. They basically civilized those barbaric people, but they did not give the real spiritualism. But they gave him the fake religion of Christianity to the Europe people. So who is to be blamed? The teachers, huh? The teachers who had the book but they distorted the book. So family of Ibrahim are the astray people. And regarding the bloodline of Cain, Allah clearly says in chapter 18 83 that whether you hit them or kill them, Allah God doesn't concern with that. When Zulkarnain reached the land of Europe, you can read that verse, chapter 18 verse 83 onwards. The Zulkarnain, when the Pandyans reached Europe.
They ask you a prophet about Zulkarnain, say, I will relate to you something of his narrative.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. Continue. Keep on reading. Yeah. The first section is actually the first time when his plane landed in Europe. The second time it reached America, and the third time it reached to the borders between China and Mongolia. So you can read that verse. The first batch is talking about Europe people, the white people.
The first batch surely we established, I think he traveled a course until he reached setting point of the sun, which is same to the spring of murky water. We found some people also come in and punish them or treat them kindly. This 86 is referring to what white people.
Yes. When because see, as it is, I'm going for the first time to a land, and what Allah is telling, kill them or punish them is totally up to you. That means Allah is not concerned with them. Yeah, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
See, what is the statement then? Zulkarnain is going there for the first time, and the revelation came to him regarding those people is what? It doesn't make sense, huh? You're getting the point? Imagine you going for the first time to Europe, and the revelation comes to you, and what is the revelation coming to you? Punish them, or since the status of special people, what he told to the European people. You can read that verse. He did not kill them or punish them. He gave them a warning. So that's why there are two types of batches. You can read that verse, so I can connect the dots again. Just finish that verse. Yeah, means the first European stuff. So when God told him to punish them and leave them, so what Sulaiman is replying?
He responded, whoever does wrong will be punished by us, then will be returned to their Lord, who will punish them with a horrible torment.
Yes. But he did not do anything wrong. He basically educated them that don't go against things. But when you go into the history we can divide the bloodline of Cain into two halves. One is the coming of Antichrist. Antichrist means the bloodline of Cain. Cain is the first Antichrist. Coming of Antichrist means the Caucasian settlers, Roman Persians. They have come and they have settled in Middle East, and those people are known as Muslim world today. And Europe, we can call them the Christian world. So regarding the Muslim world, Allah is very clear that whether you warn them or do not warn them, they will not believe. So Muslim world are basically just like people. So they will never accept the religion of special people. They will create their own religion. That's the reason why we have lots of Shia, Sufi, Sunni, Wahhabi, supported by the bloodline of Ibrahim Moors. And then the Quran also says that among the people who call themselves Christians, they will be closest to the believers. Means believers means the special people whom God was, and because they are humble. Among them, there are people who are humble. So the Europe, they return back to spiritualism, yoga, meditation, activation of Kundalini because they are humble. They are not arrogant. But regarding the Muslim world and the Brahmins, they are stiff-necked people. And the Bible, Quran, Jesus, Muhammad never entertained the Muslim world and the Brahmins. So we can call the Muslim world as a Jew. Jew are the people who are against the special people. and children of Israel are helping them. So this is all the story in the which is talking about from the Quran, and that's the reason why the madrasas, the organization, Muslim organization, they will never talk about Quran. They will only talk about Hadith, about Piri Muridi, about Zakir Naik logic, and so on. But they Tabligh Jamaat Fadail Amal, all that book they will talk about, but they will never discuss on Quran, because Quran exposes the Persian people, Muslim world, and reminds about the history of special people.
Okay. So when it comes to the after that the 89, right, he traveled to a different course, and which people are they referring to? Until he reached a rising point of the sun, he find it rising on a people for whom he had provided no shelter from it.
Yeah, the Red Indians who don't have a civilization, means they always lived in tent. They don't have the concept of building like even in Indus Valley civilization, you have a one-story building. But in America, the Red Indians, they mostly lived in tent under the sun. Got it? God has not given the the technology to build houses was not given to them. They were living under the open sun. And that's why Red Indians they live in tents.
Okay, then he traveled to a third course until he reached a pass between two mountains. He found in them the people who could hardly understand his language. They
Yes,
pleaded
but
also to nine, surely go.
yeah,
Also, this is Jewish and Jewish, right?
yeah. This is a border. The two mountains is a border between China and Mongolia. And when the plane landed in between the two mountains, the
Uh-huh.
people from the Chinese people came forward to Zulkarnain, and their language is not. He couldn't understand the language, but later he understood, and so he told that I will I will cover this dam, so that the Gog and the Magog, the Mongolian people, will not come and loot the Chinese people. So he built a dam between the two mountains, protecting the Chinese people from the
So,
Mongolians.
so Gog and Magog are Mongolian people.
Yes, the Mongolian people. And if you read Quran chapter 21, verse 96, 97, there is a prophecy about Gog and Magog. And you can
Quran
open that
21.
21, verse 96.
Then Ya'juj and Ma'juj are open up. They press down from every slope. So meaning they press down from every slope. They mean coming down from a hill
All
or
the
something.
mountains. Hill.
Okay.
So the Mongolian, when the Genghis Khan, came down from Mongolia, how it spread, like from all the hills are coming down, and like how he spread across to Samarkand, Bukhara, Iran, Iraq, and Europe, and all, right up to Australia he went.
Oh,
Got it?
you're saying that the Gog and Magog already been released?
Yeah, they have been released. The Chinese people, the Mongolian people, the Genghis Khan, they are
But
the Gog and Magog.
but I thought that this Gog and Magog like will drink the water until water finish the lake of Galilee, something like that, right?
God has created demon. God has created angels and human. God has not created any reptilians or aliens and all those fancy stories that they will click the mountain and they will drink all that stuff and everything. You're getting the point. So we should not see from the angle of mythology, na.
Mm-hmm.
And there it is saying it's a dam. A dam means it clearly states that there are two mountains, and between the two mountains he built a dam, small dam, so that the people cannot come down from the other side.
Yeah, I've read about this. I mean, even Imran Hussein, you know Imran Hussein, right?
Yeah, the Iranian, yes.
Yeah, he also no, I think he's from Trinidad and Tobago,
Yeah, but
right?
he's from Persia.
Oh, he's from
He's a Shia.
Persia.
Yeah, he's from Shia,
Uh,
Persian.
yeah, so he mentioned the same thing, that Gog and Magog has already been released, but there are many scholars who said that this has not happened again, yet.
Yeah, now if you read that verse 21, verse 96, 97, I will
Mhm.
just read it two times, and I will tell you what exactly happened. Because to understand the verses, you have to understand the history background of it. So just read 96, 97.
Until the Gog and Magog have broken loose from the barrier, swarming down from every hill, ushering in the true promise. Then behold, the disbelievers will stare in horror. Oh, woe to us! We have been truly been heedless of this. In fact, we have been wrongdoers.
Yes. So the disbeliever over here are the Persians. Because
Mm-hmm.
remember, Prophet Muhammad never genocide anyone.
Mm.
He united the melanated people, and the unity of the melanated people resulted in the fall of superpower of such as the Roman and the Persians. So and Prophet Muhammad never genocide anyone. Remember one thing. And to avoid the genocide and war, Prophet Muhammad built new administration center, new Qibla for children of Israel. So the old Qibla is basically for the children of Israel, Jerusalem, and the new Qibla is not for Muslim. It is for children of Israel.
Mm.
So the disbelievers at the time of Prophet Muhammad were the Persians, and so when the Genghis Khan entered into Samarkand, Bukhara, Iran, Iraq, what was the condition for the Persian people? Don't see them that they are Muslim now. Originally, what they are from the bloodline of Cain. They are Persians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the people living in Bukhara, Russia, Iran, Iraq, Samarkand, and all those places, the Faris. Who are these people from their bloodline? They are Cain, na?
Uh-huh.
They are Persians. So when Genghis Khan entered, he never invaded India. He never invaded Hijaz region. He only genocide the Persian people. You can go into the history.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He destroyed the library of Bukhara, which turned all the rivers black into black water. So much of books he burned and threw in the water of Dajjal in Bukhara, in Samarkand. So, just read the history of Genghis Khan when he came down to Samarkand, Bukhara, Iran, Iraq. What he did with the Persians. He literally genocide 80% of the population. You know that, no? Or no, are
Yeah.
you aware of that?
Yeah, I've read something about that.
80% of the population were reduced. So,
Mm-hmm.
so the disbeliever at that day will be surprised. Like what the verse is saying, we should have become a believer. The disbelievers. So the Persians are disbelievers, and these Persians have started the Muslim religion, and people who are following the Muslim religion are basically disbelievers.
Okay.
Yeah. So Genghis Khan came and he genocide the people, and he did not enter into India and the Hijaz region. And he came for a short while, and then he was as a hadith says, na, they will come like a wave and perish like a steam. So they came like a wave. They went up to Japan, they went up to Australia, Europe,
Mm-hmm.
Russia, everywhere you will go. You study their history. They went everywhere. But what is
Yeah.
the condition of the Mongolian today? Nowhere. They are perished. They are evaporated like a steam. The hadith says, na.
Yeah, yeah. Because I
So
think they are nowhere, right? They are only in
they are
their
nowhere.
the flatland.
They are nowhere. They came for a short span of time, and that short span of time, what the people who got suffered were the Persian people.
Mm.
So
Mongolian and Persian, they had a war or something, or they fight or something.
actually, if you do research on Genghis Khan, he sent an envoy to the Persians saying that we will be trading some goods with you. But what he did, the Persian people, since they are stiff-necked people, like how Prophet Muhammad sent letter to the Persians,
Yeah.
they tore the letter. Similarly, Genghis Khan also sent an envoy to the Persians. But the Persians are stiff-necked people. They kill their envoy and send back the heads of the envoy to the Genghis Khan. This angered Genghis Khan, and he entered into Samarkand, Bukhara, Iran, Iraq, genociding 80% of the population.
Wow.
Yeah. So Genghis Khan is not to be blamed. It is the blame because like I have told you, these Muslim world or these Persians, they are stiff-necked people, and the Quran and Allah doesn't like the stiff-necked people. If you are humble, whichever bloodline you may be, if you are humble, God will give you direction. If you are stiff-necked people, God will never ever give you anything.
Okay.
Because God is a king, and king doesn't he doesn't want the human to behave like a king,
Hmm.
and he likes people to be humble, so that he can give something. Because God is like he's a super rich person, and you cannot give anything to God. We have to be a beggar to bow down to him and seek salvation or seek something from God as a beggar, not as a stiff-necked people. That because of us, God is there. So there are two versions, huh? And most
But
of the
then, but
Muslims.
then in the hadiths, right? There are hadiths that saying the appearance of Gog and Magog is the big sign that the end of the world is coming.
Yes, Prophet
So,
Muhammad is also one of the signs for Day of Judgment. Huh?
yes, because he said that he and the day of judgment is very close, right?
Yes,
But Gog and Magog, it's big signs, things like
yes,
uh,
it's a big sign. It's a big sign because that was the turning point in history. Because that time the first beastly regime, the Persians, they were genocide. The Ottoman Empire was also for another 800 years, means from 1400 to 1921, and they also got collapsed. The Turks, the Ottoman Empire, wherever they went, they introduced their Sufism all across Africa, India, and Europe. And then Saudi has come in last 100 years. So this maybe in very short time we will be able to see that Jesus is going to come down, and once again the people who are having the special status, they will come to power once again. You're getting the point. So when
yeah.
Jesus come, maybe he could come another 2 years, 3 years time. He will be on earth because there are lots of global among the white people. There are lots of recessions going on. Actually, they are fighting with each other. They are not in and most of the Europeans also, they are against the Abrahamic religion.
See you.
Yeah, they are against the Abrahamic religion, and they are fed up of this Abrahamic Muslim cult in Europe,
Hmm.
and also even in India also people are against the Muslim people. Because see, once the real Islam, because there are two Islam, the Persian Islam and the Tamil Islam. So the real Islam is when the real Islam comes, the fake Islam has to die, na.
Hmm.
So the Persian Islam is been exposed all over the world. Today, they have been exposed.
Persian Islam is a Shia, right?
Yeah, the Bukhari, the Hadith-based Islam, the Persian doctrine.
Okay.
Yeah, Quran Islam is a reminder for the which was given to the special people.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that
Okay,
special.
brother Haidari, I need to stop here because I need to go home now. And
Yes, yes,
later, maybe after I reach home, I try to come online again, see whether we can have a further discussion on this. It has been a very interesting discussion.
yes, sir. You can. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Salam alaikum.
Vanakkam.
Thank you.